What's up guys, it's Cody here, and today in this video we're going to be talking about the MacBook Pro. Now this is something that I have been extremely excited about, is the next iteration of the MacBook Pro. Because as a lot of you guys know, I wasn't too excited about the previous 2016 MacBook Pro. This is a professional laptop. This cost $1,800 and I can't do shit with it. I can't plug anything in. I can't charge my phone. I can't get data off a freaking SD card. I can't plug in a monitor without an adapter. Well, what can you plug in? Now, if you guys are in the mood to laugh, then you can check out that video in the description below where I basically just go off on the MacBook Pro and the reasons that I didn't buy it. Now, I love Apple, don't get me wrong. I just expected a whole lot more from the MacBook Pro in 2016. So this video is going to be about the next refresh of the MacBook Pro. Now I have some really awesome renders that I want to show you guys, but before we get into that, let's talk about some specs and some rumors that we're hearing about the next iteration of the MacBook Pro. So as you guys know, the new MacBook Pro comes in a silver and a space gray color. Now the next iteration is supposed to come in a gold color as well. So that'll be nice for anybody that's looking for that gold color to either match their phone, or you just want to get a little more flashy with it and show off that gold.
I want the gold. Give me the gold. I want the gold.
Now if it comes in gold, that might be the one that I get, just because I think the gold looks really nice. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now there's also some rumors that the MacBook Pro is supposed to be trying to replace or compete with Cintiq Wacom displays, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's a professional pen tablet. So it's one that, you know, like professionals actually use to draw on, and they're like full-blown computers, except it's like a tablet. You probably heard a lot about them when the iPad Pro came out, because people were trying to figure out if they wanted to get an iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil versus the, you know, Cintiq Wacom displays, which there are several different iterations of. They're pretty pricey. They're more expensive than the iPad Pro. I mean, these things can go up to close to $3,000. So these things are legit displays that a lot of professionals use. So how the MacBook Pro is going to actually compete with that, we don't know just yet. That's kind of still up in the air of how they're going to integrate that type of functionality into the MacBook Pro. Now, this is something that might be kind of cool for a couple of reasons, but really it's not something that's catering directly to me because I don't draw, I'm not an artist, and I would also assume that that's going to jack up the price. Now, in the third quarter of 2017 is supposedly when the new refreshed MacBook Pros are actually going to go into production. Now, once they do, they're actually going to be installing, supposedly, Kaby Lake chips, which should outperform the Skylake chips that we have in our MacBook Pros right now. Now, there's also talk about a Cannon Lake processor, which is actually a whole lot more interesting to me, because with a Cannon Lake, this is an Intel processor, that means that they can actually up the RAM up to 32 gigs in the laptop, which is an addition to the MacBook Pro that I would very much like to explore. But supposedly with the Cannon Lake processors, this is actually going to go into production in the fourth quarter of 2017. So that probably means that those won't be released until 2018. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I can wait till 2018 to pick up a new laptop. Some of you guys know, and if you don't, I actually have the just 2015 MacBook that I've been using for, well, literally the day that it came out. I bought this thing, and I used to have a MacBook Air. Now I have this MacBook that I've been using. To be honest, it's been real good. It's really portable. That's why I got it, because I bring this thing to work every day, work out of Starbucks with it. But at this point, I really need something that has more power. I need something that has more RAM. I need something that's quicker, because this is like a 1.1 gigahertz, I think, processor. It's like a mobile processor. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, which is not too bad. And I can do like Photoshop on this without it being much of a problem. But I mean, with this MacBook, I'm not really able to edit videos on it, which is something that I would like to have the ability to do. So I'm hoping that I can convince myself that I need to just hang on to this MacBook until the next refreshes and comes out this year. But we're still talking about several months here that I need to stick with this guy before that refresh actually comes out. Now for the 2016 MacBook Pro, Apple is saying that it has a 10-hour battery life. There was a lot of people having a lot of issues with battery and saying that it wasn't lasting hardly any time at all, especially when they were like trying to edit video, like down to like 2 hours almost. While others were reporting, people that actually tested it, they were saying they were getting up to 13 hours from the MacBook Pro battery. So it really depends on what you're doing to really get an accurate answer as to how long that battery life lasts. Now, in the next iteration, supposedly the battery life is supposed to improve, but when we're seeing a gap from like 2 hours to about 13 hours, that's a big gap. So really, I think we're just gonna have to wait and see what we get with that new refresh. Now, a new render concept has just come out for the MacBook Pro. It's by a designer named Daniel Brunsteiner, I believe is how you say his name. And this thing looks legit. Now, the first thing you'll notice is how massive that trackpad is on that MacBook. I mean, that thing is literally the length of the keyboard, and it's about the thickness of the entire keyboard as well. So this concept still stays true to the MacBook design. I mean, it still looks like an Apple product. It doesn't go out of this world with, you know, completely different looking device, while at the same time it has massive innovation included. Now you might be thinking, well, a bigger trackpad is cool, I guess, but it's just a bigger trackpad. Why is that so innovative? Well, take a look at this picture. So not only is it just big, but you can actually use your Apple Pencil on it. So this could possibly replace the iPad Pro, depending on, you know, your use case. Now, I can understand you not always wanted to draw on a, you know, a laptop that opens up like this, and you just kind of want to hold your iPad Pro and draw on it. But depending on the hardware that you can get on the new MacBook Pro, this could be pretty awesome. And now you might be thinking, well, yeah, okay, that's cool, I guess. It's got a big trackpad. You can draw on it with the Apple Pencil. Well, check this out. That's right, the entire keyboard is digital. Now there's quite a few reasons why this could be really awesome. So what this is basically like a massive touch bar. So if you've used the touch bar, or if you've seen the touch bar in use, then you know that it can dynamically change depending on what application that you're actually in. So what kind of door does that open up for the MacBook Pro? Well, a ton. You could have entire applications right there below you, or you can draw on it, you can tap on it, you can have the entire Photoshop application right there on what I'm going to be calling the touch bar screen, just so I have a name for it. I mean, really the possibilities are limitless of what you could do with having, you know, your actual MacBook screen on the top of your laptop, the lid, in addition to the touch bar screen. Now, one of the downsides of this is, well, there's no physical buttons. And that's something that I really like to have when I'm actually typing on keys. So they would have to, you know, somehow create haptic feedback for each one of those keys in order for it to feel at least a little bit more natural. But if Apple could somehow innovate a way to make it feel like you were typing on actual keys, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just so it doesn't feel like I'm typing on a rock, then I think I would probably give this a shot. Now, of course, this is just a render. This is some concept that Daniel came up with, and is it out of the question? It's not necessarily out of the question. Maybe it's not in question for 2017, but it's definitely something that Apple could look at and be like, damn, that's a great idea. Honestly, for me, I don't need an incredible redesign of the MacBook Pro. I just want something that I know is going to be a workhorse and something that is portable and something that I can plug my stuff into. Now, I know for a fact they're not going to be adding any type of ports, I don't think, to the MacBook Pro other than maybe, you know, an additional USB-C from the previous one. So we're still working with only dongles on the MacBook Pro, which is still annoying, but at the same time, you just kind of deal with it, right? At this point, you can't do anything about it, so you just have to deal with it. So just for a quick recap for the 2017 MacBook Pro, we're talking about a new updated processor that's going to be the Kaby Lake processor. Some people call it Kaby Lake. I'm not sure. I call it Kaby Lake. It looks like a KB. And hopefully Apple's going to address the battery performance that a lot of people were having issues with, especially depending on, you know, how intensive the application is. Of course, if you're just, you know, browsing the web and using text documents, that's one thing. But this is a MacBook Pro. This is not what you get that for. You get it to actually use demanding applications. And some people were seeing a little over 2 hours of battery life when they weren't plugged into the wall when they're like editing video, which is not good. Whether or not we'll see a small upgrade in the graphical performance, that's still out for debate. But really, I think the massive upgrade in what we all are going to be really excited about is that next 2018 MacBook Pro. Now, I'm not saying it's going to look or be anything like that concept that I just showed you, but I bet Apple's working on something that's pretty awesome that we're gonna have that really killer feature that everybody's gonna be looking forward to. All right, guys, that's all I really got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys are into the, you know, rumor type videos like this one or my previous iPhone 8 one. If you guys haven't seen that, then be sure to check the link in the description below. I'll put one down there for you guys to just click on. But I think this is something that I kind of want to continue to cover because it's something that I'm always researching myself. I just don't usually make videos on it. So if you guys want to be a part of that, then just hit the like button or let me know in the comments below and I'll keep doing them. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Of course, if you guys want to see more videos about Apple or tech in general, be sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.